gonna be really hard to say, but
the vet called me and said,
and she picked Milo up, talked to her for a little bit, and was like, I have the perfect piggy for you.
Here she is.
oh, our first emergency.
Yep.
She's not feeling well. And I'm already so sad about
She's been
it.
crying a little.
I've been crying. We called around to a bunch of different places, and no one had any availability.
There's one 5 minutes away.
Yeah, randomly. How did we miss them? I didn't think that we were going to go through this stage for a little while, so I'm sad that we're already taking them somewhere. They're going to possibly stay overnight if she's not doing well.
No, they are going to stay overnight.
Yeah, so we packed them up together so that they aren't as lonely in a cage by themselves.
But it's Otis,
Yeah.
the one with the white and the ginger.
She's not eating, she's not drinking, and she's hiding in her cage everywhere. So
Her eyes are sunken in.
yeah, she was
Dehydrated.
dehydrated.
Hasn't been drinking. So for guinea pigs, that means that
It's not good because they
if
eat a
they're-
lot.
yeah, if they stop eating, then they can die.
Yeah.
So if like she hadn't been eating, she was eating this morning, but if she stops eating for too long, then she could just die. So,
My hope is that tonight like they said, the doctor is going to take a quick look at her and see if it's urgent, and then treat her. If not, then if she's stable, they'll treat her in the morning. But either way, she's going to be seen, because everywhere we called, they said, oh, you can call back in the morning and be put on a wait list if you call at 9 and they answer and there's a spot available. So this is a lot better.
yeah, it's much better. They'll keep them overnight, and they have a little area it's heated, and they have hay and
Water and everything,
I think that's
for
pretty
them.
cool.
Yeah, which is
They have
great
that
that
set
it's
up.
right near our house too. So Milo's been really protective of her, but she's not doing much of anything. She's not even eating her favorite food, which is lettuce and
the carrot. There's a carrot in there, which is like a dessert to them.
Yeah.
So
Super sweet.
Something's really wrong with Otis.
But we'll keep you updated and share everything along the way.
Yeah.
This is gonna be really hard to say, but obviously it did not go well, and that's why we're documenting this, even though we've only had them for such a short time. Milo is okay. They did a checkup on her and everything's fine, but Otis had some problems, some complications that the doctors had called Case about this afternoon, and I'm gonna wait to share those things until Case is here with me, just because I think that's the right thing to do. But I got out of work today because I wasn't able, where are you going? I wasn't able to handle it after he told me over the phone, and I couldn't bear the fact that Milo was just there by herself, so I went to get her. But if you can't tell, we lost Otis, and it's just Milo right now. I think the biggest thing on our minds at the moment is that we need to find her another pair so that we don't lose her too. So that's what we're working on right now. So I'm just giving her some love right now because she needs it. I don't know how long they had Milo and her separated during everything that happened, but she seems very lonely at the moment, and they said that it's common for them to go through depression and everything when they're missing the other. It's okay. It's so cute. Hey, be gentle. All right. Well, it was nice chatting. We'll talk with you guys a little bit later when Case gets home.
My eyes have been red all day. Trying to talk to her on the phone about
everything going on.
Yeah, because I had to deal with the vet and what happened with Otis. Why is this on the phone?
Because our camera hasn't charged.
Oh.
Okay.
So sorry about the quality then.
Yeah.
The vet called me and said, you know, she was doing fine this morning, and then she seemed to have bloating. I don't know, some sort of...
An abscess?
Yeah, something that was forming in her lower abdomen or wherever it was. That had been happening over time, they thought.
Which makes sense because
Yeah.
we noticed her behavior change within a couple of days. So.
But I mean like a long period of time. That might have something to do with her GI stasis, which basically just means everything stopped moving because she stopped eating and drinking, because guinea pigs need to eat and drink constantly.
Yeah.
Excuse me. And she stopped eating and drinking. And then for a couple days she was like hiding in the hay.
Yeah.
But anyway, the doctor said that we kind of had two options because she was bloated and it wasn't going to work itself out. So the stage she was at before, she might have been able to work out of, but she couldn't at this stage. So we had two options. We could either put her down, or they could kind of, I don't know how far they poke in, but they could just kind of poke with a needle, and they do that to all kinds of animals.
Try and find and drain the fluid that was building up.
Yeah, and so a lot of times they don't make it, and so in this situation, I gave the doctor the go-ahead, and he did it, and then he called me like 20 minutes later and said she didn't make it. So she didn't make it through that. We're hoping she would, because sometimes they can recover, but in this situation, she was just too far gone, and they might have stabbed something else.
So
with the needle.
the pain went away because apparently she had been living with some pain.
Yeah, she was in pain, and I asked if it was going to be painful for her with the needle because they weren't going to put her down. And apparently it wasn't, but I don't know if they just say that because it's comforting. But I just think what a terrible way to go, because we dropped her off last night and we held her. Oh, she was holding her before we left, and we were both petting her and everything. And then we dropped her off, and then
we weren't expecting that news at all.
The doctor wasn't either, because her stomach just kept getting worse over the morning, and then it was just, there wasn't much they could do. So just the way she went was, she was only around 2 years old.
And we only had her for like 2 months.
2 months, yeah. Feel cheated in a way. But you know, it's up to us because we got them. So it's no one's fault. It's just, and we've been taking care of them. We interact with them all the time. We feed them what they should be eating. Try to get their vitamin C. Just try to make sure. I guess it could be prevented with like a pet camera. If you could monitor enough and say, okay, she wasn't eating all day. Because I think the doctor, the vet said there probably wasn't much we could do. Anyway, it would be something that would work itself out. So it sounds like, you know, if we were to monitor, we might have been able to bring her in faster. But we just...
First time guinea pig owners, it's hard to know exactly the behaviors.
They would have had probably done the same thing we did, which was just wait. So, and in the end, she started looking... Her eyes were very sunken in. Her hair...
She looked
Her
ill.
fur was greasy. And she had no strength.
But now our biggest concern is finding Milo someone else to live with and to hopefully bond with. And it's unfortunate that we're not able to kind of mourn the loss, because it's the best thing. A little bit. But like tomorrow we have to go and get another piggy so that we don't lose her.
Depressed. because she'll probably stop eating, doing things.
And that could lead to another whole instance like this where she has
Which we
the
don't
GI
want.
problem.
At least we have Milo. It's just, it's too bad that Otis had to we had to leave her overnight, and then that was it, and she's only 2.
And take her home without her best friend.
I'm gonna take Milo home, but Otis was the sweet one too.
Yeah.
So she was a sweetheart. So it's too bad.
So tomorrow we're gonna go to New Hampshire or Massachusetts.
Mass is it's like right next to New Hampshire. It's probably near Newburyport.
I think it's
If anyone knows where
Salisbury
that
or
is.
something.
Yeah, Salisbury is like the northernmost town.
Yep, and we're gonna find her someone to live with.
Yep, and we're gonna adopt a rescue.
Yep.
And it sounds like they're treated well there. I don't want to get a guinea pig from Pet Shop. So
what a crazy weekend.
Yeah, it's a crazy weekend. But Milo has a new friend.
Yeah.
And I hope that that's going to work out. They said it might not work out, and if it doesn't, then we'll have to bring her back and get a different one, which sucks.
So long story short, brief description of what happened yesterday. We showed up at this place and there was like 200 guinea pigs in a bunch of cages stacked one on top of the other.
Yeah.
And we met this woman.
Next.
Yeah. We met this woman and she was super sweet. She does this, it's a nonprofit organization, and she picked Milo up, talked to her for a little bit, and was like, I have the perfect piggy for you. And she went into one of the rooms and grabbed a piggy that went flying out of its cage and onto the floor. Yeah. Like 5 feet tall.
5 feet, yeah.
She was fine though. And she paired them together and they've been really good ever since. Obviously they're trying to bond, so there's like dominance problems.
Oreo is a rescue. She was abused before.
Her name's Oreo, if you didn't know.
And she has some bite marks on her ears from previous
where
abuse.
She came from.
So, but she's mostly healed from that, I think. We'll find out. But here she is.
Oh, this is Oreo. It's okay, sweetheart.
As you can see, she's
just
look
black
kind of like
and white.
Oreo.
Oh, it's okay, honey.
It's okay.
So,
she likes to be pet and held.
Yep, she's 1 year old, and she is very sweet, and she doesn't mind being touched.
No.
It's just getting her out of her cage.
Yeah, like everything. When you put your hands over them, they think you're a predator.
But they're doing the dominance game, and they're trying to get to know each other and see how their relationship's going to be.
Yes.
So we have about a month or so to see how everything goes.
Oreo.
It's okay. And then if we have to, we'll take her back if they don't work out, and we'll find another one.
How her mouth is. Half of it's pink, half of it's black.
Good
so
one.
that's Oreo.